Hi, this is Vrinda. Would you have the conviction to hold a fast for 3 weeks for a cause? A cause that is not your personal cause as such, but is a larger cause of humanity. A cause that is thousands of miles away from you. A cause that affects people who do not share your language, who are of a different ethnicity, a different religion, a different nationality. Would you be able to fast for the atrocities being committed in Gaza? Would you be able to hold your fast against the crimes that are being committed there? An organization of war veterans and their allies have been on a fast for 3 weeks now. They are calling it the Fast for Gaza and have been camping outside the United Nations office. They are calling for an end to arms sales to Israel and of Israel's blockade of the Gaza Strip. They are also calling upon the nations of the world to unite and issue a resolution called Uniting for Peace that we will talk about in just a bit. We are living at a time when it is becoming increasingly difficult to keep up hope. You look at what people are saying on social media, the news debates on primetime television, on what people are writing in public. We are in a time when it is difficult to believe that what we say has any impact. It may be the best of times, but often it just feels like the worst of times. And this is also because we are living in the time of Gaza. This is a time when millions of innocent people, men, women, children, old people have been forced out of their homes and into hunger, disease and death. When thousands have been killed at bombs that have rained from the skies, from bullets that have been shot at point blank range by Israel. This is a time when 100% of Gazans are at a risk of famine. All of them face the risk of death by starvation. For 90 days now, Israel has blocked humanitarian aid into Gaza. It has been called the hungriest place on earth. Multiple headlines say so. This is not just me saying it. These headlines tell us of the number of children who are dead because of the strikes, but what they miss to declare is that this famine, these strikes have been brought on by Israel, a country that the US has stood by with most steadfastly for 18 months now. And for the 5th time now, the US has vetoed a United Nations Security Council proposal asking for an immediate ceasefire over Israel's attacks on Gaza for the 5th time. The vote was 14-1, meaning that out of 15 countries, only the US voted against it. For 18 months now, Israel has rained bombs on Gaza, a city that is smaller than the size of Delhi. The cumulative bombs dropped on Gaza far exceed the bombs that were dropped during World War II. The number of bombs, their weight, their capacity, all of that has been measured in all the possible ways. Yet it seems that no one can stop them from falling. Gaza reveals also the failure of the modern political order. All those structures that were meant to preserve the peace of the world have no doubt consistently failed to prevent genocides and wars in the past, but Gaza has shown them to be completely at a loss to stop a state from committing war crimes and genocide. There has been endless debate on the terminology of what Israel is committing in Gaza, but what is true is that this onslaught on millions of innocent civilians has continued unabated. It's been unstoppable almost. And that is why I asked at the beginning if hope is scarce in this time. And I feel that hope has to be seen in the resistance of millions of people across the world. People who could have avoided, who could have just not cared about what is happening there, but who chose to care. And this is why I started with the example of Fast for Gaza. At a time when all metaphors have failed to express what death and life are like in Gaza, there are people in this world who have gone on to fight for what they believe is right. They are calling upon the General Assembly, the UN General Assembly, to pass a resolution under the clause of Uniting for Peace and bypass the US veto at the Security Council. These are citizens who are speaking out against the declared stand of their own country in front of the whole world. While the veterans, Kathy Kelly, one of the prominent faces in this protest, While the veterans and Kathy Kelly and their other allies camp and fast outside the UN office, there is another group of individuals which has set sail to reach Gaza via the sea. We sail until Palestine is free. This is what the Freedom Flotilla Coalition website says. Remember, Trump had talked about establishing a freedom zone in Gaza. This is different. 12 activists, including Greta Thunberg, carry aid on their ship called Madeleine. There are reports that their ship can be intercepted by the Israeli army, yet they have continued with their journey. And it remains to be seen what will happen to them. But for now, their journey can be seen on various Instagram accounts and you can follow it. There are also cases of protest for Palestinians within Israel and by Jewish groups across the world. Hundreds of marches across countries have been organized and televised over the last year and a half. Students have chosen expulsions over being silenced about Gaza. Doctors have given up their practices. Journalists have resigned over the crimes that are being committed. And what these examples tell us is that we always have the choice to listen to what we believe is right and what is fair. These are ordinary men and women who are facing all kinds of risks to take a stand for what they believe the world should be doing right now. From Kathy Kelly to the activists who are setting sail towards Gaza, we are presented with the example of individuals who have chosen to stand by with the voice of their own conscience. Gaza has been called a hell on earth, a living hell for those who live there. Relief workers have described the smell of death in Gaza. The death toll has gone well beyond 54,000 and it is estimated that the actual death toll is much above that. Yet death continues to spread like a virus across whatever neighborhoods remain in Gaza. Its malnourishment is being documented. Its disease burden has been researched upon. Internet is flooded with testimonials of Gazans. Yet the bombing from Israel continues. The Vietnam War is considered to be the first war ever televised. What is happening in Gaza has been called the first genocide to be televised. So many of the world's agencies are calling for a ceasefire, yet Israel has killed more than 100 people in just the last 2 days. The Al Ahli hospital has been attacked over and over again. The latest attack killed 3 journalists amongst others. There is no extreme of atrocities that has not been reported from Gaza, yet they continue. We are presented with new horror stories every week. But what also continues is the resistance of millions across the world, and it is important to listen to them. It is important to believe that not all hope is lost, that some humanity survives and thrives in spite of all the challenges presented to it. This is Vrinda.